Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today.
He's back.
I'm back. Little Gavin is out. He's got the COVID pop.
I was thinking this morning, I was like, that's his third time, right?
Yeah.
He has had it twice.
At least, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, you had it recently too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what's weird. I was actually here, and I'm surprised no one else got it.
I mean, honestly, it's like a cold now. It's not like horrific for most people. And as long as you're not running a fever, that's kind of the whole thing with regular flu is if you're not running a fever, you're not contagious.
True,
so
but
you can
I
come
felt like death.
You looked like death that one day, especially.
Felt like death.
But that was during our compassion event, and you had to keep coming in, and you killed it, which was great. So hopefully Gavin will be in. No, you did great. Like, you did the right thing.
No,
I'm
did
proud
not.
of you. You did.
No, I did not. I did the wrong thing.
No,
and I felt
absolutely
really
not.
bad about it because there are people that are going on vacations
Yeah, well, you got
and taking PTO, and I don't want to make them
kids
sick.
sponsored. You changed their lives forever. So, yeah,
I could have done it from home.
I think some people could
Didn't
get a
know
little
it.
sick. I was sick at my daughter's wedding in Ireland. I did good. Like,
And everybody started throwing up.
I know. I was taking like medicine like prior to like preemptive stuff, you know, and I started getting like a scratchy throat. I'm like, dadgummit. And like the day before, and then on the actual day of the wedding, I did not feel good. I'd done some posts about it and stuff like that, but I was like, I'm not going to let her know, and I'm going to keep going. And some other people had gotten sick. People that we traveled with got sick. My wife avoided it all. Like, I thought she would get sick.
Yeah, that's surprising.
But she did good. But like me and Paul, who went with us as well, he got sick, and some other people did. So we'll do more of the wedding stuff when we do our Slippity Slide show. Probably tomorrow is what I'm hoping for, if Gavin is back. And so I'll go through some of the stuff from that. But it was a great wedding.
But too, if you don't want to miss the Slippity Slide show, that's where he has photos that he's going to show us of the trip and take us through, kind of like watching Grandpa with his slideshow.
Exactly,
you know?
just like
it's kind of like that, but it's all online. If you don't want to miss it, just text Wally to 91979, and we'll text you a link when we're about to start. That's Wally to 91979.
It was a really great wedding. Like, everything went smoothly, and she was happy, and it looked like it was. When you design a wedding, you're like, I hope it goes perfectly. It did. The weather cooperated, everything. Like, so, I mean, it was really great. But I have one regret from the trip. I have one regret that I'm really upset that I did not do. I wanted to get a 3 tattoo. Because I have like my little Scrabble piece on one wrist, because I still haven't figured out what I want to do for a big arm piece. But like, I was like, oh, you know what? I want to get a 3, like just a cool 3 while we're here in Dublin. Like, I really liked Dublin. I connected with that place. It's great. The people are super passionate and super kind. And I just thought it would be a fun thing. Like, I kind of want to get little small tattoos when I travel now.
To
get remind me.
A small little ones like the girls do.
Yeah, and just kind of add stuff to it, you know, and like fill them in eventually. But then, like, I didn't have a ton of time, and then I went out one night by myself. It was early. My wife went to bed. She was just whooped, and I wanted to see more of the city. So I went and walked all over the city by myself. I went out for like an hour, and I never felt like I felt safe. It was great. Like, it was a great city. And I thought I should get a tattoo and then surprise Marty when she wakes up the next morning and I've got a tattoo on my wrist. But then I didn't, and I really wish I had gone in and done that.
But what would you have gotten?
Just a 3, the number 3.
But you've already got that.
I have the W and the little tiny 3, but I wanted just something. Well, I had seen this Gaelic writing. This is where like the Celtic writing, and I thought maybe I could do that. And then I'm like, no, that's trying too hard. You know, like, because you're not even Irish, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, it's like when people get Japanese writing, and like the only thing you know about Japan is takeout, you know, that you got, you know, and so you're like, you're not like, everyone tries to be super heady with different languages and stuff, and so I don't want to do that, and then I'm like, oh, just a 3 would be cool. To remind me of that trip, and then losing my daughter on that trip.
Losing?
Well,
wow,
yeah,
that sounds...
She's married.
That sounds a little bit dramatic.
Yeah, well...
If anything, I would have said add to your Scrabble piece.
Yeah. Make a whole Scrabble arm. That'd be funny.
No.
Words.
No.
I did discover something really weird over there. They don't have the typical Uber, okay? Like, here, we take for granted. You go to a different city, you get on your Uber app, you just... Uber, get an Uber. There, they did not let Uber come in to Ireland. But what they did do was they partnered with Uber. You can use your Uber app and you can pay for everything through the Uber app, but it works with the local taxis. Like they didn't just have anybody be able to drive you around anywhere. It's all cabs. It's all taxi drivers. So you go in the app and you book I was able to pre-book rides for the next morning. Everybody showed up every time. It was great. But they gave you a window of a price because it's a cab. So like normally when you book an Uber, it's $29 to the airport or whatever it is. This one would tell you it's $29 to $35, and like it would give you a window.
It depended on if you got stopped by like some sheep or some cattle.
Exactly. And so it never exceeded the window, which was good, but it was always right at the top end of it. It was never under. But for all things being equal, if I was in there like having to call cabs, it would have been a nightmare.
Yeah. But
literally just being able to book it through Uber like that was pretty great. But the one thing I found, this really irked me, was I'm near the city center still, so I'm not like a giant ways away from anything. It's not like I'm way out in the country trying to get an Uber. So I'm in a city. I go to get a thing, and it spins for a little bit, looking for a driver, connecting you to a driver. You know what? All of our drivers are busy. If you want to add a tip, maybe that will get them to... I always tipped anyway, but it forced you into a tip. So it's like... And it started off like at €9, and so like $9 basically, a little over $9. So the tip started at $9.
Wow.
And if you didn't click that, then you just had to keep waiting and hope the driver would pick it up. And so every time... I learned the system. I clicked the lowest one, and... like that, driver picks it up and takes it. So
word.
It was basically extorting you for
every single
the tip.
Time you had to do that.
After the first day, like the first day, no, everything was great, everything's fine, no big deal.
You didn't have to tip.
No, but I still did,
of
like
course.
just like I would with an Uber.
Yeah,
but it's tipping like €5, and so like this one though, it was the next day, like probably my last 3 days. It was really busy like that, and like they were extorting you. I
hate when they do that. That's the same thing with DoorDash here in America. Yeah. Is that I read somewhere, it might have been in the prep service, where they said you could order food and it'll be sitting there losing all the heat. Yeah. And you're waiting on someone to pick it up because no one wants it because you didn't tip first.
I know. How do I know? The idea of a tip is when it's added to it because you got good service. Now, like I did get good service from all the cab drivers. They were great. Like one day when I wasn't feeling good, Paul was like, he didn't feel good either. And he's like, you're more talkative than me. You sit in the front. Because we had a lot of people. So somebody always had to sit in the front. And I was so thankful this one day. Derek, I'm like, so Derek, is it hard for you to get a cab driver license here? Because because heaven
London, forbid you just don't talk.
In London, it's really hard to get a cabbie license. And so I'm like, is it hard like that? And he goes, yes. And said another word. He didn't elaborate, and I went, all right. Thank you. And I just sat there and but then I had other drivers that were great. Like they talk your ear off and they were fantastic. So all in all, a good experience. But I've never seen Uber do that here. And it's such a scam. But I could see Uber going, yeah, let's do that. It's ridiculous. Because again, I tipped you anyway. And then when you start like at $9 tips,
ridiculous.
Like it was nuts, So all in all though, still I would put like Dublin down as one of my favorite cities I've ever been to.
Awesome.
Like, and I love London and stuff, but Dublin was really cool. I've got some pictures I'll share about people being, really kind and cool there. But yeah, it was a good experience.
Text Wally to 91979.
Yeah. That will be like for tomorrow. What do you got for Aftercast today, Lady Rock?
Imagine if you were in this situation. You are on a flight, an American Airlines flight, and the passenger beside you gets a text message, and you sneakily look over on their phone, and you see a text message that just says R.I.P. Rest in peace.
I think nothing of it.
Okay.
I think zero of that.
Well, that was not the case for this one specific airline. So that's exactly what happened. They were from, I believe it was Puerto Rico, and they were flying to Texas.
Okay.
And so they get on board. There's like 165 people on board. And for some reason, this one passenger was sitting next to another passenger, eavesdropped into looking on their phone screen and saw this text message and took it as a threat.
Okay, now I'm going to ask a really poignant but what will seem like a racist question. Was the person that they saw know. Okay, because that would be an important part of this story too.
Right.
Like
I don't know anything.
If somebody is sitting there and stereotypically we've had problems with planes being downed by people of Middle Eastern descent or nationality.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Right. See, but that's what makes me go, did this person see that, put two and two together? Because then you're like, well, now you're a racist, or whatever. Or are you profiling, which is actually something police do? And so I'm real curious about that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was male, female, what race they are. I know nothing. I just know that this one passenger saw another passenger get a text that said RIP and took it to the extreme, reported it to, I guess, the flight attendants, and then they think it's a possible security concern to the point where they take the flight and they turn it all the way back around and go back to, 30 minutes after they took off.
Oh, I'd be so furious.
They land.
That's the problem. See something, say something. But is that a something or a nothing? And you're being nosy. I have a screen protector on my phone, so you can't see to the side. But this is the thing. Was there any something to it? Because it's an easy sidestep where, let's say I'm on the flight and somebody sees it say RIP, and a flight attendant comes over and goes, hey, we've had a complaint. Someone's concerned about something they saw on your phone. I go, what do they see on my phone? And they say, oh, they saw a message that could be construed as a terrorist thing. I'm like, really? That's insane. No, here, look. Look, here's my thread. Here's what I was doing, and the problem is solved.
But listen,
so was there enough?
We don't have enough information, okay? Because it could have been where they did try to do that, and the person was like, "You're
you can't see my phone."
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, the flight had to turn back around 30 minutes after they had already taken off. And here's this: so the passenger that had received the text from someone saying RIP, they were asked, they said they got that text from their brother or their sister because their grandmother had just passed away the day before, and they were just texting back and forth about the situation. This person was on vacation and was leaving a day early so that they could help with the family in the funeral, and they were asked to prove it. To prove that their grandmother had passed away.
Oh, wow.
So they actually had to prove it, then get back on the plane and take off again. Isn't that crazy?
I would be so furious if I was on that flight. Because I'm the guy that's like, look, I'm sorry, this is Captain Smith here. We've had a little bit of an incident. Apparently, they don't have all the nuts on this plane tightened down. We could just take off and wing it and see what happens.
Literally wing it.
We could take 3 hours to tighten every bolt down to ensure your safety. I'm the guy when everyone else is like, hey, let's let them tighten. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. No, we don't need all the bolts tightened. Let's go.
Not. I would say take 4 hours just in case. Just in case.
We had a conversation about, because my wife hates flying, we had a conversation about this with all of our friends, and I was dumbfounded by how many people at this table, 8 people at this table, all were like, oh, no, if I think there's even remotely a problem, I want to make sure
the phalanges are broken. I don't want a phalange.
I was the only person that was like, yeah, let's go. Let's wing it, man.
Let's try.
Yeah, let's see if we can get there. That's a great story if we make it,
Absolutely
One
not.
they'll talk about for years.
Absolutely not.
Because that's how much I hate to be delayed. When I'm in leaving mode, for flights,
you're ready to
go.
Get there. Oh, I know, because I can hardly keep up with you in the airport.
Oh my gosh, my poor mom had to
slow down.
I go really fast. I had to be cognizant of leaving her behind.
She needs
Dublin.
a little scooter.
She does.
Why doesn't she get one?
That's not a bad idea because she still gets around great. She's just slower. But yeah. Or a skate or hoverboard.
Yeah.
Give her a hoverboard.
Put a little helmet on her. It'll be fine.
A little back brace.
Yeah, she's fine.
Those hoverboards for anybody over 20, it's not a good idea.
Not even that. I'd say over 12.
Yeah, you're gonna crack the back of your head without a doubt. I had one flight delayed coming back. We got back fine, and my luggage all made it. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
It came back, like everything was good leaving the airport. We had to be there like super early. But then when I got back to our country, my flight got delayed on JetBlue, but it was only like an hour and a half. But I got home but it made me get home at 1:30 in the morning. And you're like, oh, yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
But JetBlue was actually a good airline. Like I enjoyed it. The seats were a little wider and a little more room in them and stuff.
Yeah, but
great.
you don't need wider seats because this guy,
Yeah, he
right here,
yeah, he did.
He lost weight.
I lost weight on the vacation, which never happens. But the food wasn't like super great, and so for me, like I snacked a lot, but it was like little bits of stuff, and I didn't drink a million Cokes. Like I took waters with me, and so I did that. And so yeah, when I came back, I was dumbfounded that I'd actually lost weight. And I've been back for like 4 days because we had like I got back and it was like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and then we had 4th of July off and then the weekend, and so I've kept it off like all weekend, starting to eat normal again, but like not going crazy, and so I'm holding below my weight.
What was y'all's meal once you got back? What did y'all want?
Oh, what did we? Yeah, that's a good question because we were in Boston's airport. What did we get? I don't even remember. Shake Shack. There was a Shake Shack.
Oh, okay. So you
and
could
so
at least
that,
have that.
like, that was a must. Yeah. Yeah, the food, like, in Ireland is nothing to write home about. Like, it was, like, it wasn't that great.
I bet a lot of people love it. I bet if you got to talk to Darren from We Are Messengers, he could have told you what was good.
I was bummed because I was supposed to see him because he lives there now. And he was literally like 30 minutes from where the wedding was. And then he was out of town. He like had a trip that came up, and then he was getting back.
He was
like
out
the
of
day
town.
I was leaving.
Wink,
I know.
wink.
I know. I have a feeling. But anyway, we'll go with out of town. And so, yeah, that would have been cool because he's got like a family farm.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that. So. Anyway, all in all, though, great trip. We'll do the Slippity Slide show tomorrow. We got some meetings we got to do.
It depends on if it's tomorrow or not.
Yeah, we're going to try
but
for that.
Either way, if it's tomorrow or another day, just text the word Wally to 91979 and we will send you a link.
Did you guys do Aftercast a couple while I was gone? Oh, good. So you're kind of caught up on birthdays?
And Aftercast.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but we are caught up on birthdays.
Yeah.
But I did want to get to one question. I wanted to wait till you got back, and I was hoping Gavin would be here for this, but he's not. But it'll still be fun without him.
Okay.
We got a question from Corrine, and her question was, what Disney character do you most identify with and why? Now, I thought there's so many. How could we ever just figure it out? Yeah. So what I did was I went to ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to figure out which Disney characters we are. Now I'm gonna read for you a little rundown of what I gave ChatGPT.
Yeah, because that's what I'm curious about.
Okay?
Yeah, because how did you paint me to ChatGPT?
Here's what I said. I said, Wally. He's 56 years old. Yeah. He's 5'6" tall. He's an 8 on the Enneagram. He's got undiagnosed ADHD. He's a talker. He could talk to anyone. He's drama. If there isn't any drama, he'll create it. He gets angry quickly. Yep. He refuses to eat any vegetables. He's active and also doing. I don't know what I meant there. He's active. Okay. He's creative. He's loyal and will fight for the underdog.
Oh, wow. You know what? All of that is 100% accurate.
Thank you.
I'll take all of that.
So ChatGPT said, you know what? He's giving Hades from Hercules some real strong vibes. Nice. I pulled a little bit. This is Hades.
You're forgetting one teensy-weensy but ever so crucial little tiny detail. I own you!
It said, here's why. Dramatic check. Hades thrives on chaos and dramatic monologues, just like Wally.
Oh my gosh, I do that.
Fast talker with big energy. Hades is known for talking a mile a minute, switching topics mid-sentence, and being very animated. Classic, undiagnosed ADHD vibes. Short, fiery, and feisty. Hello,
that's good.
Match.
Oh, man, that is really good. We were talking about, we're going to Disney for their not-so-scary Halloween party, and so we dress up every year. And so last year we went, my wife and I went as Russell and
from Up.
And the wife. What is the wife's name? The one that dies. I forget her name.
Penny.
Penny, yeah. So we went.
I don't know.
No, it's not Penny. What is her name?
What's the couple
from Up
in Disney.
Or I didn't go as Russell. I went as Mr. What's his name when he was
Ellie.
young? Ellie and
Carl and Ellie.
I went as young Carl. She went as Ellie. But this year we were talking about what can we do because we have other friends that are going. I thought, we could do the emotions from Inside Out. And I'm like, I call anger.
No, you should do joy.
No. But I'm like,
that would be funny.
I thought that would be a funny one. Okay, so what would yours be then? Because you put yours in.
I want to do Gavin next.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Gavin, I said he's 29 years old. He's also 5'6" tall. He's got red hair and a red beard. He's got a 10-month-old son. He's not very manly. He hates bugs. He can't fix anything around the house. He has a very small bladder, so he's always in the bathroom. He's always following the rules. He drives under the speed limit. He's quiet and talks under his breath, and a lot due to not being very confident. ChatGPT said Gavin is 1,000% Bernard the Mouse from The Rescuers.
Well, why don't you take the shortcut through the zoo?
Miss Bianca, I don't know. I mean, it could be risky.
That's so funny.
So it said, let's break it down. Short King energy. Bernard's a humble 5 whatever in mouse height and quietly doing his best. Rule follower to a fault. Bernard basically is driving under the speed limit and has a tiny bladder. Makes him the human. Gavin is the human embodiment of, excuse me, I think we should maybe turn back.
Yeah, I could see that. That's actually pretty accurate. You did a good job with these.
And then finally,
let's get to you. Who did you come out as?
I said Betty. She's 40 years old. She's 5'5". She has 2 cats. She lives alone. She's single. She's an only child. She's very independent. She has lots of friends. She loves to nap and eat. She's skinny. She loves puzzles. She can be extroverted when asked, but tends to be more in her head. She loves old people, cats, and puzzles. She also loves to watch true crime shows. And ChatGPT said Betty is without a doubt Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, nice. And I can see it too because Belle is like the girl next door. Look like she is a classic beauty.
Oh,
and
thank
so,
you.
I could see that being you.
It said, loves to read or puzzle things out. Belle devours books. Betty devours puzzles.
Yeah.
Independent, lives alone, keeps her own company well. Belle literally turns down Gaston to stay home and hang with her dad, her books, and some talking furniture. She loves old people. Belle willingly hangs out with an enchanted teapot. Betty volunteers for the elderly and chats with her cats like they're on the payroll.
Yeah, like inanimate objects on it. That's pretty good.
Belle walks through town politely greeting everyone while simultaneously dreaming about being anywhere else.
Yeah.
Very in her head vibes.
That is totally you.
I know. Isn't that interesting?
That is really good. Yeah, ChatGPT.
So we got Hades.
Yeah, I'll take
Bernard the Mouse and Belle.
And Belle. I've never seen the Hercules.
I don't think I have either.
Hercules and Aladdin. I've never seen all of Aladdin. I saw the live action Aladdin, and I've seen a play of it, but I've never seen the original animated.
I saw the Broadway of Aladdin. Amazing.
Oh, I can
There
imagine
was
that,
a flying carpet,
Yeah.
and they were riding on. There were no strings.
Yeah.
There's no fans. I just don't understand.
That's good
it.
that you got to see that. I love that. You talk about like Belle and books. I got an audio book from Nate Bargatze. So I got like somebody told me that when you have Amazon Prime,
Is it his big dumb eyes?
Yes,
one?
yeah.
So it's a weird title.
I know. Somebody told me they're like, hey, if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 book a month from Audible for free.
I
which
didn't
I'm
know
like,
that.
Yeah, I didn't either. And so I have that. And I'm like, yeah, I will do that. So I would go and I find it. And I get on the plane and I'm sitting there and I get through chapter 2 and I'm out. Like I fell asleep. I was asleep so hard. And then I woke up later and I'm like, I don't think I'm going back to that.
You didn't like it?
I didn't care for it. No.
Wow.
It's the pacing is different. Like the pacing is similar to
Is
like
it read-
his comedy.
is it read by him?
It's read by him. But like his comedy is so crafted and so funny. And there's something about like the energy of a room following you in a story and it being funny. It's kind of like doing this show. When you have to do a radio show by yourself, it's not nearly as good as when you get to do it with somebody. And like it just, I don't know. And I love Nate Bargatze, but I might go back to it on a road trip. I can't fall asleep and see if I like it
Or
better.
let's hope you don't fall asleep.
But I mean, it, for what it's worth, man, like it helped me sleep on a plane, which is pretty great. 'cause
Was
I can't
Marty
do
able
that.
to sleep or no?
Some. Yeah, she's a real light sleeper on planes. Like she'll fall asleep for like 20 minutes and then but then she's up for like the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Like I'll get 20 minutes, I'll be up for an hour, then I'll get 20 minutes. But like our flight there was like 8 hours, 8.5 hours.
Oof.
But then coming home, we went higher up, I guess, around the curvature of the earth because we went to Boston. And we must have had the winds with us. It was only 6.5 hour flight coming home.
That's nice.
Oh, that was cake. I watched 3 movies, and then before I knew it, I was home. And it was weird though too because we left at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon Ireland time, and so we're coming back this way. So we're going back in time, and it's getting lighter because it's getting earlier in the day. And so by the time we land and everything, it's midnight basically our time, and then we have a 3-hour layover. So then it's 3 a.m.
So messy.
But it's still light outside, and you're just like, why am I so tired?
Yeah, that's
it's
weird.
Like you've been up for. I was up for 23 hours flying. Before,
Did you have jet lag?
Yeah, like the next day. I was out pretty hard because not because of the if I had slept somewhere in there, but because I was up for 23 hours and wasn't sleeping good. Other than that, I would have been fine. Like when we got there, I was really tired going that way, and you don't sleep, and then you get on their system and their time, and if you do that, it minimizes it. And I was pretty much fine until I got sick. So, but I wish you had gone. It was I wish you had gone because it looked amazing. You would have had a good time. I would have made sure you had a good time. Like the stuff we did.
You are going to have a good time.
You're going to have so much fun. You're going to have to wipe that smile off your freaking face.
I just had to stay with your mom. Be like, listen.
Yeah.
Your mom, me, we're chilling.
Yeah, you guys would have been fine.
Me and her.
Yeah, she was great though.
What's her first name again?
Sandy.
Sandy? Be like, me and Sandy.
Yeah.
We're going to go take a nap.
Yeah, or is like Greg calls him Surly. He calls her Surly Sandy because she's like so not ever upset about everything and everything's the best. My brother-in-law is like, yeah, I figured it out. Your mom is Elf. I'm like, what? He's like,
Buddy the Elf.
Yeah, because she's always happy. Everything is always the best. World's best cup of coffee. She literally is making Christmas presents now at your house, and on the trip. Like she makes Christmas stuff all year long, and she exists on a diet of candy.
Yeah,
like she eats so much chocolate, it's not even funny.
I'm pretty sure she has the ADHD too.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I see where I get it now. But she's super creative and
super sweet.
I know. Yeah, she's just like me.
And how you came from her, I have no idea.
Could not tell you.
Maybe she just sucked all the good joy out of you.
Maybe so.
It's her fault.
Took it all for herself. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to have to do it for your Aftercast for today. It's good to be back, and thank you so much for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.